15 years ago, I sat on a hospital bed while a doctor stood in front of me with my chart in his hand. And he let me know that I was diabetic, I was obese, I had kidney disease, and I was eventually going to have to get on dialysis. And I would not be able to reverse it. And you know what? He was right. And if you have kidney disease, you're not going to be able to reverse it either. Hang with me, because I'm going to tell you what you do have, and it's not kidney disease. If you've never been here before, my name is Marie. I am a naturopath. I have documented my whole journey here on YouTube. I think it was about 10 years ago when I did my first kidney video, where I started out and I started learning things. The first 6 years of basically my practice, I'm also an author. I've written books on kidney disease, Healing the Kidneys 101. I'm also a massage therapist and herbalist. If you're interested in any of my creations, they are always available at aplacetoheal.store, and consultations and anything else you're looking for. Okay, so with that being said, he was correct when he told me you're not going to be able to reverse your kidney disease, because there is no such thing. Kidney disease is a byproduct of some other things, but it's not because of the kidneys. In true reality, what I have come to learn is that only 1%, maybe 2% of the population have actual kidney disease. Okay, so if you have stuff on your kidneys, any kind of blisters, blemishes, whatever they tell you is on there, that is not kidney disease. There's a lot of people that tell me, oh, well, I was born with this, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Chances are you do not have kidney disease. It's a malformation of when you're first born. I know this is very unpopular opinion. Have I ever, because a lot of people is like, where is your proof? It's like, my proof isn't all the people that I have taken down this road. My proof is in myself. Okay. I am now at 92% kidney function. So that says a lot. So I'm going to teach you what I learned, what I've told everybody, because, you guys have supported me through all these years and allowed me to do all this research on kidneys and stuff. And now I want to bring all that information to you. Okay, so if you can bear this long video, sit tight, and I'm telling you, by the end of this, you're going to know every single reason why your kidneys are not functioning. Okay, I got my notes here. Okay, so the first thing that is an issue is that your kidneys are the very last filter in your body. There are filters above that. There's pancreas, there is lymphatic, there is liver, there is all sorts of different filters. And when those filters get clogged and they're not doing their job, they have a tendency to send trash down to the kidneys. The kidneys are the the organ that takes your trash out. Okay, I've said it a million times. These are your trash men. They take your trash out. They clean urine, blood, everything. They just take out the trash. That is their job. Kind of like the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is the same. It takes out the trash. It helps move the trash along. Okay, and then they take it out. But what ends up, and even the colon, okay, it's even the trash in the colon. But here's what happens. Okay, so imagine you live in a house with 5 roommates. Okay, you have roommate liver, you have roommate pancreas, you have roommate lungs. You have all these great roommates, and all of a sudden they are not doing their job. And now you are overburdened with all their jobs. Eventually, you are going to get tired out and you are just going to give up. This is what's happening to the kidneys. Okay, so it's not the kidneys sit there one day and go, oh, okay, yeah, I'm done. Let me give up. No, it's other organs that are not doing their job. Your colon, your digestive system, your lymphatic system, your liver, that are causing this. All I ever heard during my journey is you have liver disease. You have kidney disease, you have kidney disease, you have kidney disease. Not once did a single doctor ever mention my liver. And I am going to say another thing that is not popular opinion. In those that tell me I have kidney disease, I tell them, you do not have kidney disease. You have liver disease. Liver is the main organ, okay, that cleans everything out, that processes everything, that transfers everything. The liver is what deals with your kidneys. It deals with your pancreas. It's a friend of your spleen. It works with your thyroid. It works with everything. It's your digestion. Everything goes back to the liver. So after I got done researching all my kidneys and everything else, I was like, you know what? This isn't a kidney problem. This is a liver problem. So I need to attack my liver, not my kidneys. And that is when I started to get healthy. All right, so let's go through some of this stuff. Okay, first of all, it's going to be food. It's always going to be food. Okay, so there are certain foods processed. The liver and the kidneys absolutely hate processed foods. They don't like it. They don't recognize it. It is not part of them. This is not who they are. We are a very ancient system. I've said this a million times. We are a very, very ancient program. Okay. We are an 8088 computer. We're still running floppy disks. We never got the memo that fast food was invented, McDonald's were invented, TV dinners were invented, none of that. Okay, our system is still running on a very ancient program, and we're insisting that we want to bring it up to speed, and it's not computing. Okay, it's not. I don't get this. Okay, so we as human beings have gotten so far away from our roots that this is why we are so sick. Okay, we have gotten away from food, from light, from water, everything. We have gotten so far away from our roots that this is what is causing all these diseases, not just kidney disease, all of these diseases. We are a species that was never meant to sit for long periods of time. We are a species that was meant to collect daylight and UV light and absorb this, not blue light from cell phones and computers and sitting under, fake lighting all day long. That is not our species. Okay. I mean, even animals at the zoo, they don't put them in those instances. They get sick. They keep them, where they should be getting the stuff that they should be getting. We're getting away from food. We're eating fast food, processed junk, a bunch of fatty stuff that comes from all this fast food, all these red meats that are full of fat. Okay, our species would have never ran down a buffalo and try to kill a buffalo. It just wasn't going to happen. Okay, because chances are they were going to kill us. That red meat, that high red meat, is insanity for our species. It's not correct. And if you don't believe me, this is how I did my research, is your blood runs through your kidneys, and your blood pressure is part of those kidneys. So anytime I ate a salad, anytime that I ate something that was natural from the earth, maybe a breast of chicken with some vegetables and whatever, my blood pressure loved me. My kidneys loved me. But the minute I sat there and I went out of that, I ate some ground beef with fat in it, my kidney pressure, it went up there, right? It's like we're having a hard time processing this fat through here. Who has problems processing fat? The liver, not the kidneys, the liver. The liver was having problems processing the fat. It was slowing the kidneys down. The kidneys were having issues, and that's what affected my blood pressure. Okay, so first of all, it's food. One of the absolute worst foods that you can give to the kidneys is fermented foods. I know that they sit there and they try to tell you how fermented stuff is so great, it's the best. No, okay, not for the liver, not for the kidneys. If you have kidney disease, please do not touch fermented foods. Fermented, aged, smoked meats, foods with a bunch of additives, all of this is affecting your kidneys. So a lot of people with kidney disease that come to me, they're eating pepperoni, they're eating lunch meats, they're eating all these smoked meats, salami. This stuff is toxic to your kidneys. Actually, it's not only toxic to your kidneys, it's toxic to your body because they are a class 1 carcinogenic. So they are very high on the cancer scale and they produce a lot of cancer in your colon. Okay, that's the first thing I stopped was I got rid of all lunch meats, all pepperonis, how many people eat pizza on a regular basis? It's not the bread. It's not, it can be the bread, but it's not the cheese. It's that damn pepperoni. It's all those meats that are on there that are processed, they're fermented, they're aged. Recently they're just finding out now that all the fermented food are just not the best for us, at least not in the beginning if you have kidney disease. Okay. So I'm only talking to the people that have like stage 2, stage 3, stage 4 kidney disease. If you're healthy and you want to, I can't stop you. So another thing that happens is bacteria overgrowth. Okay. That is how I ended up with my kidney disease. And you always know way ahead of time. You may ignore the signs. You may pretend they're not there, but they are subtle and they are constantly talking to you. And I was one of those people, I ignored the signs, right? So I used to put on blue jeans and it would hurt the left side of my body. I had a pain. Most people always associate, liver, right? On the right-hand side. Yes, but a lot of people now, what I'm seeing now is we're moving faster. Okay, so the liver is not giving subtle signs yet. It's giving faster signs. So they're complaining of, my left side hurts underneath my rib. I would put on my blue jeans and I would sit there and go, well, that pain really hurts. And I would ignore it. Okay, I started noticing my left leg swelled. Okay, a lot of people are having left leg swelling. Okay, same thing. This is your body talking to you, but they ignore it. My body's swelling. It's my lymphatic system. Yes, in a little bit. Okay, so what happens is that your liver gets very congested. All this fat, all this garbage, all this everything, and you have these bile ducts, common bile ducts between your liver and other organs and your small intestine. So what ends up happening is the liver is getting so toxic so fast that it's not giving you the early signs, right? Like, here's the nausea. Okay. After I eat fatty foods, I feel very bloated. I feel very yucky. I don't feel right. Sometimes I'm getting nausea at night while I'm sleeping, while my liver's cleaning. These are all subtle signs. But then what happens is the liver starts to empty. It's got to get clean. It's got to get clean because I have other jobs I have to do, right? I have to take care of the thyroid. I have to take care of all this other stuff. I can't have all this junk. Gallbladders are getting packed with stones. They're getting packed with what I call hamburger meat. If you've ever done one of my liver flushes, you've seen the pictures of the hamburger meat. And all this stuff and all these parasites that live within the liver because of these smoked meats and all these processed foods. So they're living there comfortably 20, 25, 28 years. They're giving offspring. They're living happily among the fat and the cholesterol and everything else. And then what happens is as your liver starts to dump, your gallbladder starts to dump, these common bile ducts get clogged. And that's when I hear the people sitting there, here's that pain underneath my left rib. So It's not my liver. My liver's on my right. Why is my left side hurting? Why? And then those bile ducts get clogged. It clogs your lymphatic system. Your left leg starts to swell. Okay? I know there are some of you out here that go, oh my God, that's happening to me, right? Those are the subtle signs. Okay, so what a lot of people do is they instantly try to move their lymphatic fluid. Okay, so then they become septic because there's a lot of trash in that lymphatic fluid. And those bile ducts are still clogged. There's now, in Abu Dhabi and Dubai and stuff like that, there are now surgeons that are going in there. They are taking you in, they are putting you under, and they are actually going into that common bile duct, and they're making a little cut, and they're going in and they're removing the stones, or they are putting a stent in if it's clogged. If they remove that clog, there wouldn't be any more problems, but they're putting in that stent because they know that there's more trash that's going to come down, and that stent is going to keep everything dilated so the trash can come down, and you're not back in there in 3 to 4 months saying the pain is back and I'm having the cold sweats and I feel like I just did 3 lines of coke and I don't feel good and I feel anxious, and they know all that. Okay, so there's other ways around that. You don't have to have that surgery. It can be taken care of. All right. So you get the bacterial overgrowth, then you have another problem, because the bacterial overgrowth from all these parasites and all this stuff that is stagnant, because you think of a river, and if you block that river flow, you're going to have the stagnation. Okay. And the bacteria is going to start backing up. So this is what happened to me. Right? So everything started backing up. We are a septic system, backed up into my lungs, and all of a sudden I started drowning in my own lung fluid. And I had to have tubes put into my lungs to drain everything. And as we were draining, here come the parasites, right? Here come the worms. And I mean, it was insane, everything that I was going through. But I went home and all they told me was, you have kidney disease. And so I focused on my kidneys. Man, did I focus on my kidneys, but nothing was happening until I started doing more research. I started learning. I went to the Gerson clinic and everything else, and I started learning procedures, and I found out kidneys are not the problem. It's the liver, and it's that connection that is being broken off that is causing your liver disease. Okay, so lymphatic fluid. So what do a lot of people do? Same thing I did. Oh, I'm going to go hit the sauna. Because the sauna is going to get out all this, all this stuff. The sauna almost killed me. Literally, because now all of a sudden you're moving this trash, okay? This infrared or heat saunas or anything like that. I did the ones where you lay down in it almost looks like a coffin, and it has the heat and everything else. And for like 3 days afterwards, I could not move. I literally thought I was going to die. Because why? Because all of a sudden you just gave your kidneys 10,000 pounds of trash to take out. And your kidneys are like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And they started shutting down on me. So that is not the way to go. When you want to do that, you don't want to overburn your kidneys. Every time I talk to a patient, every time I talk to a client, the first thing two things, they always tell me this. I say, what supplements are you on? Oh, I'm on this. And I'm like, whoa, that is insanity. What does your diet look like? Oh, well, I'm not really eating right now because I don't know what to eat and I'm scared to eat anything, right? So because I'm afraid of what's going to happen. Those are the two things that I always heard in the last 15 years from everyone I've worked with kidney disease. Okay, number one, your kidneys are these two beautiful mules that are working constantly. When your kidneys are in trouble, when your kidneys are overburdened, and you're down at 23, 19, 18, 10, 8% kidney function, the last thing that you want to do is add 5, 8, 10, 15 different supplements to your kidneys and make them work that much harder. Your kidneys are like, people, I cannot barely get rid of the bacteria and stuff I got going on now. And you're going to throw 15 different supplements at me? It's going to make things worse. So I get a lot of people that sit there and go, well, I'm on this and I'm on this because someone told me to take this and this doctor told me to take this and this, and they're listening to everybody because they want to get ahead of the kidney disease. And then it's like, but I don't understand. My GFR, it keeps going down instead of going up. And I was like, well, yes, because your kidneys are now even more overburdened. Imagine having 10 hours of work on your table and all of a sudden somebody comes in and goes, oh, here's 15 more. So that is not the way to go. If you're going to nourish your kidneys, you need to do it with teas. Nothing else. Especially powders or pills, you're going to bog down the liver even further. And the liver can't do its job. It's going to send even more trash down to the kidneys. So now you're even in more trouble, okay? So that is not the way to go. Hot saunas are not the way to go. You're giving your kidneys even more work to do. They cannot do it. They can't. They are going to shut down on you. Your blood pressure is going to drop like a rock. And the next thing you know, you're going to be in the hospital and they're going to put you on dialysis, whether you like it or not, okay? The next thing is parasites. I've already discussed that. Parasites cause a ton of mucus and a ton of bacteria. Do you have parasites? 99% chance, yes. If during the wintertime you produce a lot of mucus, if when you're sick you produce a lot of mucus, you have parasites. I remember right before I got hospitalized with my kidney disease, I would be driving down the road and I would just be throwing up mucus. These parasites they always create that mucus web, okay, which some people call different names, but that mucus is being caused by parasites, okay, in your sinuses. You got a lot of sinus issues. I get people, it's like, oh, it's in the back of my throat. It's just draining all the time. Yeah, because it's in there, okay, in your lungs. You're coughing it up in your colon, everything else. So it's parasites. We've already discussed foods, certain foods, sugars. Your kidneys hate sugar. It's not so much your kidneys, it's your adrenals. Your adrenals are sitting there going, stop pushing me, stop pushing me, stop giving me the stress, stop giving me the sodas. Okay, stop, because sodas push the adrenals. Stop giving me, all this stuff that is a stimulant. Okay, the stress is a stimulant. Okay, Red Bull is a stimulant. Sodas, caffeine, stimulant. Okay, coffee, stimulant. Stop giving me the damn stimulants, because if you give me the stimulants, I'm going to have to push the kidneys. And if the kidneys are having issues, they don't want to be pushed. Right? So it's like somebody who's really tired and you keep sitting there saying, get up and finish this job. Get up and finish what you're doing. And the person's like, I'm tired, man. I don't care. Get up. That is what the adrenals do. You don't want to give up coffee? Then don't. Okay? But you do want to drink it after you eat something. That's not the first thing you want to do, is give your adrenals coffee or tea. Caffeinated tea. You don't want that. So herbal teas are the best way to get to the kidneys. This is why we have GFR Rescue on our website, which is something that you drink. Okay, we have 3 different teas, one of those being the Andreas Moritz kidney tea. We have 3 different teas, all of that, because those are the teas that I drink, okay? There's Palo Azul, which I've advertised over and over. Those are teas that you want to give your body. Dandelion, stuff like that. Those teas that do not have caffeine. You want to drink 2 glasses a day, have at it, okay? I used to have 3 gallons going at one time in my refrigerator. So I would drink a glass of dandelion. I would do a glass of burdock. I would do a glass of Palo Azul. I would do a glass of the Zen tea. All these mixtures. And that's what I would do. You don't want to buy the teas? Don't buy the teas. Make them yourself. Okay? Figure out what's in them. Make them yourself. You can do it as long as they're not caffeinated. Stop pushing your adrenals. Okay? Another thing that you're having issues with is you are not supporting your adrenals. Okay? This is why I sell the adrenal repair. The adrenal repair contains sodium, which your kidneys need, potassium, magnesium, and vitamin C. The whites of your eyes, if they're starting to get really yellowish and stuff, that's your liver screaming at you going, hello, not enough vitamin C down here. I need natural vitamin C. Can you go out and get like ascorbic acid? And no, that is not real vitamin C. It needs to be whole food vitamin C. Okay, and you need to mix those in the right proportions to give them to your kidneys. That's why I started selling it, because I take it every single damn day, every day, to make sure that my adrenals are supported. Okay, and you start getting rid of the dark circles underneath your eyes. You start having the whites of your eyes come back again. It takes time, but it starts telling you, hey, look, I'm getting whiter. Okay, I'm starting to get enough C. Keep going, and until they're beautiful white. Okay, so that's another thing. So the vitamins and the minerals. If you have to go back to my video called The Foundation, the Ecosystem Vitamins and Minerals. Okay, that is the ecosystem that you have to have in place in order for your body to run correctly, for your liver to run correctly, your kidneys to run correctly, your colon to run correctly, your brain, your eyes, your everything. Okay, that is what you need. Okay, there's certain vitamins and minerals. B complex is a must. It's included in the ecosystem. You can watch the video. I break it down, what each one is and why you need it. Okay, cod liver oil, desiccated beef liver, all this stuff, you have to have it. I mean, I don't do these videos for fun. I do them because I want to teach you guys what I learned and stop you from wasting all your damn money on stuff that you don't need and people selling you stuff that does not work. Okay, it doesn't, because I tried all of that. I'm telling you, I should do a video one day of the amount of supplements that I went through. I still have them all, cabinets full of supplements that just don't work. They do not work. I like to narrow it down to fast. I got to get stuff done fast. Okay, another thing is juicing. Please stop juicing. The minute that somebody gets kidney disease, the first thing they say, oh, I've been juicing. I'm juicing. Okay, a lot of these green juices, they have a lot of oxalates. So they start taking, moringa, they start taking, all this green stuff. These contain a lot of oxalates. So in the beginning, I thought the same thing. Let me juice, let me get all these nutrients that's what's going to heal my kidneys. The only thing that it did was land me up in the emergency room with kidney stones, because oxalates create kidney stones, okay? That's half of the equation. The other half of the equation is, there's a reason why Gerson said, if you're going to do the juicing, you have to do the enemas, because your kidneys cannot take out the trash. They are hurting. Okay. So the enema part is what takes out the trash. So in the Gerson protocol, you juice, you enema, you juice, you enema. So you create the trash, you remove the trash. You create the trash, you remove the trash. But what you're doing by just juicing, you're not just putting a bunch of minerals into your body and everything else. What you are doing is you are creating a lot of trash that the kidneys have to take out, and they can't. So you're bringing down, again, their function by doing this, because you're creating more trash for them. You want to get a lot of nutrients in, you want to be healthy, do it with soups, okay? That's what I learned from an Ayurvedic practitioner. She goes, get off that cold stuff, get off the raw stuff. That stuff is cold. It's not doing your kidneys any good. Kidneys do not like cold, okay? They don't like cold water. They don't like cold weather. They like warmth. Okay, you've got to light that fire underneath the kidneys. So what I did was I did soups. I added everything that I could think of. I mean, even the kitchen sink into my soups, onions, potatoes. I mean, you name it, everything that is natural, right? Because you're not doing any preservatives. And I did it with chicken stock, and I added all my seasonings, everything. And then I put it in my refrigerator. And that's what I had. That's how I gave my body the nutrients that it needed in a warm form, so that I got comfort food, and it helped my kidneys, okay, to heal, because the kidneys got warmth and they love that. And you get a lot of nutrients because you're getting all those. And anybody that tells you, oh, if you cook it, it takes all the nutrients, that is not true. There's some stuff that is better off cooked instead of eating it raw. If you eat it raw, it can kill you, but if you cook it, it's okay. So that's another thing. Baking soda. Baking soda actually buffers the kidneys. So baking soda is one of the things that I love. Half a teaspoon in some water. Okay, I love that. It's great for the kidneys. That is what helps the kidneys. Okay, like the adrenal repair powders, adrenal cocktails. You can make them at home too. Adrenal cocktails, stuff like that. That is what's going to help your adrenals, and you have to take them every day. Okay, next is water. Stop drinking so much damn water. Okay, your minerals are already too low. Okay, go back to the foundation, the ecosystem. You're going to see the minerals in there. Those minerals are already low. They are way too low. Okay, so the more water you're drinking, the more you're urinating, you're dumping even more of those minerals out, and you're not replacing them. You have to replace those. Okay, so if I can tell you anything, it's go back to that video, the ecosystem one, that tells you everything, and you have to have that every day. That is your ecosystem in order to survive. So you have to do that. Okay, then you have your coffee enemas and your liver flushes. So let me break it down for you, because I know we're in 32 minutes and I don't want to go an hour on here. So let me break it down for you. If I had kidney disease and I was starting all over, and I could talk to my younger self and tell myself, stop wasting a lot of time. This is what you're going to do to get from point A to point Z very quickly, and not have to take 8 years to reverse your kidney disease, right? You can do it in maybe a year and a half. That's a reasonable expectation. Okay, because things are always going to get a lot worse before they get a lot better. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to tell my younger self is, one, get off the juicing, do soups instead. Okay, you get all the same nutrients with a lot more warmth, and the kidneys are going to love you a lot more. Number two, make sure that you get on those ecosystem vitamins and minerals, because your body needs those. Without those, you are never going to get past your anxiety. Your liver is never going to get past that. It's just not. You need to incorporate those and put those in there. Okay, that's number two, because you're not detoxing your body, you are supporting. Okay, you are filling in a deficiency that has been going on for a very long time, and your kidneys will love you if you put in that deficiency. Number three, you are going to start doing coffee enemas every single day. Why? Because you're going to higher your glutathione, because those bile ducts that are clogged, you're going to expand them, and you're going to start moving all that trash, all that cholesterol, all those parasites, all that stuff. You're going to start burping those bile ducts, and you're going to start allowing your liver to get a lot healthier. You are helping your kidneys to do this. Okay, so that is important to do that every day. Every person I've ever worked with, I've got them on that floor every single day doing enemas, coffee enemas, lemon enemas. Start helping you just hired someone to help your kidneys take out the trash. That's what you did. When you do that, you're hiring. I have seen and worked with people, with men who live by themselves, and they're like, I just can't move. I can't do this. So what do? They go in and they have, colonics done. And it's crazy. They will go in and they're like, my GFR was at 23. I went in and I had a colonic done, and all of a sudden I'm at 28. Yeah, because you gave your kidneys a break, right? That's what you're going to do. Okay, next up, I'm going to stop eating at like 7 o'clock at night. Give your organs a rest to clean during the night. Don't eat anything after 7 o'clock. Do that intermittent fasting. I don't want to call it intermittent fasting. I call it's just our natural, it's natural for us. When the sun went down, we stopped eating. We didn't keep eating in the middle of the night. We didn't have refrigerators in our cave. Stop eating. Stop introducing food and give food to your liver when your liver is trying to clean. Your liver is trying to clean, and it's like, I can't clean because now this person just gave me a donut that I have to deal with. Okay, stop eating the trash. Stop eating the fermented foods. Stop eating the processed food. Stop eating the sugars. Okay, if you're gonna have sugar, use raw, organic cane sugar. Stop using processed white sugar. Okay, it's killing your kidneys. Okay, that's another thing. And last but not least, I would tell myself, well, second to last, I would tell myself, start doing liver flushes. Start doing liver flushes. I'm doing liver flushes right now, once a week right now. I'm doing that because I started feeling a little twinge in my right, and I'm like, oh, time for liver flushes. So you can do them once a week. My liver flushes, you can pick them up at my store. They're a Place to Heal liver flush PDFs. And it goes, I have doctors that are even doing these, okay, because they don't want to end up like their patients. So you can do these, and it takes you step by step by step by step. You can look at all the reviews. I've sold thousands of them, okay, and it tells you exactly how to do it. It's not where you have to do all the sugar and all the juice and everything else. These help to dilate those bile ducts and move all that stuff out, so your leg, the swelling in your leg, can go down, okay? And that lymphatic fluid can move. Next up, lymphatic. Get yourself a lymphatic hammer. We sell them. Amazon sells them. TikTok sells them. Get yourself a lymphatic hammer and learn the 5 points, okay? And do those every single day. Okay, I even have a lymphatic brush that I keep in the shower, and I scrub with that brush to get my lymphatic system moving. You have to get that lymphatic system moving. And last but not least, if I am going to give my kidneys something as a supplement, I'm going to give it teas. Okay, Palo Azul. We have Zen tea. We have the triple tea. We have the Andreas Moritz kidney tea. These teas you drink for 21 days to start cleaning out your kidneys. You can drink Chanca Piedra, okay? Chanca Piedra. It's pretty easy. It's called Stonebreaker. It cleans your kidneys. It cleans your liver. They're connected, okay? So you start doing that, okay? If you're wanting to take something for your kidneys, take something like GFR Rescue. We sell that. It is an Ayurvedic powder. You mix it with water, you make it into a tea, and you drink it, okay? And it helps with, it's the only thing that I even found that even touched my kidneys. Why? Because it cleans your liver, okay? And stop with the fatty stuff, okay? It is killing your liver. You will never heal your kidneys as long as you keep giving all that fatty stuff. Fatty meats, high-fat meats. Please don't come at me and say I have to eat high-fat meats. That is not us, okay? There is an underlying issue if that is the cause, okay? Like some people will say, oh, I'm anemic, I have to, okay, it has nothing to do with the meat. That is another issue that you're having. I can tell you what it is, but that's another issue, okay? Or I can't do that. Stop eating the fatty meats. Stop eating, because you're going to check your blood pressure and you're going to notice it's jumping up there every time you're doing this. So what I tell people is, and if you ever read my book, Healing the Kidneys 101, you're going to know. Become vegetarian in the beginning, because you have eaten so much fat and so much meat and so much protein that your kidneys cannot take it anymore. So when you go vegetarian, okay, which I did, I went vegetarian for 8 months and I'm no longer vegetarian, okay? You can have eggs as protein, stuff like that. Your kidneys love, your liver loves. But when you become vegetarian, you're cutting down on all that high fat stuff. Okay, and your body can function and breathe a little easier. Okay, and you're going to notice your numbers improve. And then now afterwards, I now eat meat, but not red meat. I am never touching that stuff again. Not with no, never. Because I know I'm going to harm my liver. You keep going out and eating fast food, then don't complain about your kidney disease, because you're bogging down your liver with all that fat that is being fried. There's tons of fat in all those French fries and tons of fat in the burgers. I just had a woman 2 days ago. I eat beautiful. I eat great. Blah blah blah. But I'm at Chick-fil-A every other week, and I'm like, are you having salads? No, I'm having their burgers. Okay, no, that's a lot of fat. Okay, so even when you're having kidney disease, which stems from liver disease, okay, because I'm telling you, you don't have kidney disease. I've never met anybody that has kidney issues that does not have liver issues. It's coming down the pipe. Okay, so I tell them, even in the beginning, something like avocados or nuts, which is very healthy fat, is going to congest your liver. So there you go. Okay, stick to the teas, stick to the real foods. Stop taking all those damn supplements. Stop all that damn juicing, which does not work. That's the first thing I stopped, and believe me, I had to learn the hard way. A lot of hospital visits. I can't even begin to tell you how bad my ambulance bills were and my hospital bills were, emergency room visits. Okay, because constant. I was there once a week with issues. Am I diabetic any longer? No. Do I have low kidney function? No, because I never had kidney disease. Never. The problem was never my kidneys. The problem was my liver. It was my liver. It was the bile ducts getting congested. It was the trash. It was the hamburger meat that was inside my liver. It was the parasites that were inside my liver. And I know if you dare, comment underneath the video, because I know you are one of my people that has been through this with me, and I've put you through the process. And you've gotten all this stuff, and instantly the first thing I hear is, oh, how much better I feel. Oh my God, I feel so much better, and I'm doing so much better, and everything else. And the dark circles underneath my eyes are going away, and the whites of my eyes are getting clear, and everything else. I am here as your testimony. If you, by any chance, caught this video at 6 p.m. Standard Mountain Time, I come at you every single Friday with information. I forgot one thing which we are going to be talking about next week. Another thing that harms your kidneys is blue light. These cell phones, the computers, you need natural lighting in order to get your kidneys to heal. Okay, so try to stay away from all that blue light. Block that blue light. We're going to be talking about that next Friday, and I'm going to tell you how serious it really is. So if you've caught this on Fridays, which I always come at you Friday at 6 p.m. Standard Mountain Time, 1 hour later at 7 p.m. if you are on TikTok, we go live. We go live on TikTok videos, and we talk about what we discussed in this video. If you have any questions, if you want to come on as a guest, if you have anything to say, we discuss everything. Okay, so if you have any further questions, you're free to do that. So we'll see you on TikTok Live 1 hour after these videos. All right. If not, I will see you next Friday, where if you stay happy, I'm going to try to make you a little bit healthier.